From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human trafficker.
Honourable
You are a human trafficker.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
Thank you for staying with us. I have with me in the studio this morning the National President, South-South Youth Initiative, Comrade Imiabe Oscar Saviour. Good morning, Comrade Saviour.
Good morning, the fine woman in the house.
It's a pleasure to have you.
I don't talk before, but I talk, only you and I fine here. Maybe I follow fine too. Good morning, Rivers people.
All right. The Kaduna State House of Assembly has written to the State's Ministry of Finance demanding details of financial transactions under Governor Nasser El-Rufai's administration between 2015 and 2023. Recall that Governor Obasani had few weeks ago raised the alarm over his inability to pay workers' salary following the loan obtained by his predecessor while in Naira, 85 billion Naira and 115 billion Naira contractual liabilities sadly inherited from the previous administration. We remain resolute in steering Kaduna State towards progress and sustainable development. We have conducted a thorough assessment of our situation and are sharpening our focus accordingly, Governor Sani said. However, the letter with reference number LEG/S 382/VOL/2/615 from the Office of the Clerk of the Assembly to Finance Commissioner requested Assembly Sakinatu Idris. The House directed the ministry to forward all the transaction details to the fact-finding committee set to probe all finances, loans and contract projects awarded under El Rufai's administration. Comrade Oscar, what do you think of this situation in Kaduna State? The Assembly ready to probe the administration of Nasser El Rufai?
I think it's actually going down too late, because we always must have a situation that people should live up to expectation. Like I always say, I always use the word unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate that at this point in time where Nigerians are supposed to move forward, we're always going backward. Hey, he was sentenced to prison. If it is Nigeria, Ike Ekwuremadu will be celebrated in Nigeria. So why can't we actually adopt some of these systems and then see how we can strengthen our institutions? If we strengthen our institutions, it will give power to the likes of EFCC. If at all ICPC is still working, you give them power even though they're having almost the same function. You give them power, give enough energy some of these institutions so that they can be able to work effectively and on an independent basis. In a case where they find it difficult to work in an independent base, you find it difficult. Good book before now with Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all of that. They will actually work together before Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged the president of this particular country. So if for any reason El-Rufai was given some support or financial support, the same way the former governor of Rivers State, Bazaye Wike, was given a financial support based on the fact that yes, now Bola Ahmed actually, that was why Bola Ahmed told Nyesom Wike in Port Harcourt when he came on his first visit, his first official visit to commission project in Port Harcourt. One of those things Bola Ahmed told Wike was, what do you call him, the former APC national chairman, former governor of Edo State, Adam Oshomole. He made a statement that any person that comes to APC, your sin is forgiven. He made that statement. And some other governors are now with APC, or some former governors are now with APC, also went against that statement. But today, they are also in that same party, and their sins is also forgiven. You see, I think we have to look beyond politics and political sentiment, because what affects Kaduna State does not only affect Kaduna State as a state. We are looking at how something becomes a concurrent basis in our various states. What is applicable in Kaduna is also applicable in understand that we shouldn't vote candidate based on money. We must be able to come up with that serious reorientation so that we can be able to sanitize our political system. Because if we can't sanitize our political system, it's difficult that when a certain as the governor of a state or as a representative in any of his capacity that is being voted in for, it becomes very difficult to start chasing him when he has left office. Because if he's on the same page with the government in place, you cannot chase him. Not even the IG can go after him. Because once there is a directive from the villa, that ends it. All situation ends. Everything ends. So in the power of what they call it, the Kaduna State House of Assembly to execute what they call him, or to penalize Erufai, they will actually make recommendations and call, after they are probing, they will make recommendations and then request that social interventionist institutions be able to take up the matter from there. That you are bringing somebody to come in does not mean you kill the process and bring the person to come and suffer that process you have killed.
Okay.
How can you dig a grave and then ask someone to go and fall inside that grave, and then you feel that because you don't want to take the pain of saying that yes, you looted the resources, the other person that you have brought in should come and suffer what you have done. So it's a very wrong one. So if Erufai is found wanting, they should arrest it, because Erufai from the beginning has been
Comrade Oscar. Now, in face of the increased insecurity going on in the north, and the battle between the military and the insurgents for years now. Now, Governor Zulum is encouraging the military to build their bases in Sambisa Forest and possibly border.
Take responsibility of governance and not to talk as if you are walking around to do campaign. This is not time for campaign. So whatever things you are going to say, it shouldn't be we. It should say we are. There's a difference between we and we are. When you say we are handling social matter, and then give us how far they've been able to handle social matter, and not to say we. For when? You're not longer this. No. Now, if you really want to have the situations right, the government has to be very proactive. As we speak, our current administration, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has not been proactive. If Bola Ahmed wants to be proactive, he should understand that our major challenge right now is two major challenges we're having: economic challenge and insecurity. It's a major challenge we're having, and these two major sensitive challenges has not been able to be handled by the former president and this current administration. You don't keep on contesting for a particular position, and when you got the opportunity of being in that position, you keep talking about blame games, blaming former administration, like the case of Kaduna and like the case of Bola Ahmed Tinubu with Buhari. You keep blaming the former administration. That's not what you look at. You know very well that the position you are vying for, there is challenges there. Then don't contest. If you know you can't be able to stand the challenges, that is the responsibility in that office, don't contest. What is the point of contesting when you know you cannot be able to stand the challenges in that office? So it becomes a major setback. Until we realize this part of it and then take serious attention or give serious attention to it, we can't be able to move further. Even the FCT, we have a commissioner of police. Then in order to have actually tackled this challenge from
to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on their own on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody.
you for staying with us. It's still Atlantic Blowout on the Atlantic Television Network. Joining me on the show this morning is a legal practitioner and a socio-political analyst, Barrister Hayaking. Good morning, Barrister Hayaking.
Thank you so much. Human rights advocate.
Human rights advocate, yes. Thank you, Barrister Hayaking, for joining.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure being here too.
All right. The Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal, Daud Abiu, has suggested imposing jail terms on drivers responsible for road accidents. Abiu made this proposal in response to recent avoidable crashes in Oyo, Kano, and Kaduna. It was reported that there were road crashes at Gaya Junction in Kano and Tashanyari in Kaduna, which resulted in a total of 18 fatalities, and on April 18 and 19, 2024. Also, it was reported there was a crash on the Oyo-Obomosho route that claimed the...
But as a result of maybe drugs, as a result of anxiety, as a result of anxiety could cause accident. And then drunkenness can also cause accident. Let me get to where I'm going fast, you know. Quick, you want to be fast, you can get accident. Those are the things that causes accident, anxiety, fear. If I was afraid that period, oh, the trailer, I can just run into the trailer because of anxiety, fear, and all that. Then if I am drunk, you can run into another vehicle. Then if you're fast, oh, I'm late, oh, you know, when you want to get to where you are going, you can also get involved in accident. But if you wake up on time and plan your journey, and you don't drink, you sleep well before you wake up, before you start driving, you are not another one again is on drug. Maybe you have a drug, that prescribed drug, you are taking a drug. Then the policeman is holding everything on him. As he just comes and say, can I see you? Get up, okay, raise one leg, can I see your hands? Do like this. Immediately they book you, you are drunk, and they take the cab from you. In fact, in some of the European countries, they would take your driver's license if you are booked four times, and once you are booked 4 times, they would seize your driver's license, and you will spend 2,500 euro. Calculate it in Nigerian money. Over there is a lot of money. It's a year's wage for somebody. 2,000. But if you want to go and get a new driver's license, less than 500, less than 200 euro, less than, I think, 100 euro, you have just gotten it. Nothing. You just go the normal test. You just get 100 euro. That's called 100,000 naira. To be with a trailer or a big truck on a straight road, knowing that nothing will shake the trailer, nothing will shake the truck. You can be on a straight road, but on a sharp bend, that is a small car, please do well to move. Either you go to the front or you be behind him. Don't be by the side. That was what I was trying to explain. So I think supporting what he said, whether it will work is another ball game.
All right. Now, Comrade Oscar, in view of what the Corps Marshal of FRC said. Now, let's look at the implementation. What FRC has said. When they are working, you would wonder some of these cars that run into accident could be as a function of brake failure, you know, driver sleeping, and then they post states of the vehicles. There are certain vehicles on the road that are danger to a lot of people. We are not even talking about air pollution vehicles. Why seeing the ones that are not roadworthy?
The commercial vehicles that give them money. The commercial vehicles give passenger overloaded with load. As he's coming out, he's bringing his hand. He's giving them money. 500, 200, so they allow those ones to go. So it's difficult. That's the problem. Okay. That's actually what happens.
Comment, Oscar, what do you have to say to that?
I say, I keep saying that Nigeria actually is not taking the right process and also not ready to build a standard.
Yeah.
That if Nigeria was ready to build a standard, we would have gone far by now.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be ahead of so many countries to all African countries. Now, are we actually the beacon of hope? It's no. Are we close to anything beacon? The answer is no. Are we Konobi? We are not in any of this. So why do we have to be in this level of standard, even when we have the resources that can make Nigeria more than Dubai? Even when our various states has an allocation, the IGRO and the allocation, the federal government allocation that comes in is enough to build every state to a standard. Now, what happens? Some of these countries in the Western world that is taking care of their citizens does not even have the kind of resources we have in this part of the country. They don't. Because if you see how some of these countries are taken care of, do you know how many Nigerians that are living in Nigeria right now and are earning salary as a citizen of a particular country that is being taken? It's not to create a standard in the system. It's rather to create a very sad situation. I was opportune one of these days to go and apply for driver license at the Road Safety Office, Board of General Revenue, that is along MNK in my one Diop, Port Harcourt, River State. And when I went there to apply for my driver license, you know what I was told? I was asked to pay so amount of money for driver's license, for driving school certificate, and then come back in so months to proceed and all of that. When I went there, I told them there's no point paying for driving school certificate because the driving school I went to already have the certificate, and they have issued me a certificate already. There are vehicles that should not be used again in this country or used on the road again. If you go to Diop, you go to Ilabuchi, you go to Ilabuchi here in Port Harcourt, in River State here, you go to Lagos and Borokri area, you go to Rumokoro, you go to some of these areas and see for driver license. They keep on increasing the amount for driver license as the time progresses. They keep increasing the amount, and most of these challenges, it's very difficult because the economic situation right now does not give room to some amount that you are asked to pay. That's why a lot of persons are driving without driver license, because the amount involved in terms of getting the driver license, every renewal, is a big challenge, especially now we are suffering economic situation. So I think it's going to be a difficult situation. That's why this problem is not peculiar to road safety. Okay. This thing should be a holistic process that will have to go back to the president. The president of this country has to go back and then how many thousand for driver license to use the road that look at the road. The road that will damage my car.
Number plate.
No, you can imagine. It's so challenging. Now I asked the man, look at the road you're asking me of my driver license. Does the road require driver license or deserve a driver license?
Right.
No,
to pass on it.
No, does not deserve. Because if really you want to do something,
I agree with you.
No, you must create a standard. You should be able to create a standard, and that standard you create should be able to attract me to pay what I'm supposed to pay. Now you ask me to go into a house, and the house you are giving me does not want the amount I want to pay for the house, and you say I should pay. You want to force me to pay. So the road safety people must come out to stand and do something nice. And that's why I said the problem is not peculiar to road safety. This problem should go back to the presidency, because as it stands now, we lack standard as a country. We lack. What are they collecting the money for?
To marry new wives and get titles and girlfriends.
It's a serious challenge.
That's what they use it.
It's a serious challenge. So I think we are disappointed in our institutions. I am peculiarly or particularly disappointed in our institutions. And I think if they really want people like us to speak good about them, then they must create standard for first themselves before asking to create the standard in my own life.
All right, Comrade Oscar. The Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi on Wednesday announced that a forensic audit is being carried out on the party's account in line with his request. The demand for an independent audit firm to probe the party account was made on March 14 after the former national treasurer of the party, Oluchi Okpara, challenged the national chairman, Julius Abure, to account for an alleged 3.5 billion naira raised from the sale of nomination forms and fundraising activities in the build-up to the 2023 general election. Okpara also accused Abure of refusing to remit the donations received from Nigerians in diaspora during Obi's election allegations. Following the controversy that trailed the claim, Obi appealed to the National Working Committee of the party to investigate the report. The former Anambra governor further explained that one of the suggestions he raised
are looking for an opposition, because right now we don't have any. PDP is not an opposition to APC, they are not there. So Nigerians are looking forward to an opposition, and it's Labour Party. In 2023 election, they almost became the real opposition, but at the end of the day, it was not done. So, but they should now prepare for 2027. Because if they do something like this and it's transparent, then they're able to sort out their chairmanship and whatever crisis they are having. Although some of them have come out to say that the crisis they are having is being sponsored by the major political party to be able to dislodge them, to make them not to be together, to be able to form a formidable opposition. And if they know that, that is why they should be able to sort it out. They have 3 years now. By May now, they have another 3 years, or let's say 2 years, because by the 4th year of this administration, they should be talking about election. So they have 2 years to sort that out, and it's enough time. Who is this, who is that, whatever position, they're able to sort all that out. They shouldn't wait anymore, so that Nigerians can take them serious, because that is what is done in all over the world. So Nigeria should not be an exception. We should follow the trend. We should follow what is in vogue. We should follow what is happening all in other places. Just like my comrade here has said, we should copy things from. I told somebody, I said, we don't need to be 250 years or 300 years old to be like America. No, we don't need to be 200 years old. We don't need to be to be like America. We don't. All we need to do is copy them, copy what they are doing, and replicate it here. And we'll be like them in less years, because you want Nigerians to remain for 250 years. The slogan that Rome was not built in a day. So we should wait for 1,000 years before we could have a steady light, before we could have pipe-borne water, before we could have a good train system. And no, now we should just go copy what other people have done. What is vehicle? For instance, Nigeria cannot manufacture a vehicle. What is in a vehicle? The engine. They are made of iron, and the plastics. They are serious. I think for the first time, a party is coming out, their presidential candidate is coming out to say, we want to let us audit account. I think this is a very good one.
All right. Comrade Oscar, what is your take?
I think we need to call our brother, our senior brother, and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party to order, our brother Peter Obi, because it seems to be carried away with the massive support he got from Nigerians. It seems to be carried away with it.
Why do you say so?
I think it does not need to be carried away with it. And Obi must remember that first, he was voted for, because first, the idea, the campaign slogan that he came out with, from consumer country to a productive country, was happening to order. Because as we speak, we know the lapses that Peter Obi actually had. To come and give support to their own presidential candidate. They were chased. They were chased away by talks that was arranged by the PDP there. They were pushed away. Some women were also abused. Some were pushed away. Some were even asked to go and undress and change to another cloth before they will come back. That they should not, nobody should be seen around with Labour Party uniform or Labour Party anything. And that happens that particular day. And the same people you are chasing away, their presidential candidate was there with you. So you are saying that they should not put on Labour Party t-shirt. You are saying you are chasing them away. Meanwhile, when Obi came to Port Harcourt, Obi stopped at airport and was received by faithfuls of Labour Party. Obi came to Port Harcourt at the airport. He was received by Labour Party's faithful. But when he came, what did he do? He went straight to government house. Instead of going straight to visit his own party secretariat, instead of going straight to pay visit to his own party secretariat, he went straight to government house. Spent time in government house. From government house, he left until he was dragged in the later day of that night. Until Obi was dragged later that night before Obi paid a visit to Labour Party secretariat. After he was dragged to do so, or forced to do so. That was when Obi went to Labour Party secretariat at about 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. If I'm getting the time correct.
What has it got to do? This background you're giving now. what has it got to do with auditing the Labour Party account?
That is what I'm saying. That's the point, because if Abure is behaving like this, that's because you see what Obi is doing. Because if Obi wants to see that, yes, he wants to stand to be clean and then remain clean till 2027, then he has to call Abure to order so he can earn the same support. And he should also understand that the kind of support he got in 2023 will not be the same support he will find around him. He has not been able to correct any of those lapses. Now, how are you going to do that? First, call Abure to order and ensure that Abure is not carried away with the level of wealth he has acquired right now. Then he will not listen to even Obi again. Right. So if you are going to call for forensic audit, ask Abure, the money meant for polling unit agent, if you are the polling unit, how many Labour Party agent was there and who paid them? In Rivers State, how much was sent to Rivers State to pay polling unit agent? And how much did you send? The person that received the money, who received the money? In Rivers State, we have the governorship candidate of Labour Party, the president of Beatrice Itubo. Was Obi working with her? Was Obi actually working with her? Was Obi also working a direct relationship with her? Was Obi seeing her as someone he will pass through or talk to? Was Obi talking to her concurrently in terms of or during the election period?
I'm here to understand what you are saying. Are you supporting the forensic audit or not? It's like you don't support it.
You appear to
not to support it.
No, I'm asking.
You appear to be addressing the person of P2B and not the forensic audit.
The forensic, see, that's, you see,
your thoughts are not.
Now, the background I was coming from.
We actually out of
fine, let me, just like Haya King has asked me, the direct question is, I am in support of the forensic audit. That's why I said, you should call him to order. Now, calling him to order means that the forensic audit is important. Because those persons that work for the party in 2023, we don't want to work for the party in 2027.
All right.
That's the question.
Okay.
Because if maybe what they were supposed to be paid, that's what I talk about polling unit agents, and the amount that was sent, who do you send the money to? Who do you send the money through? To
that's
the
part of your audit.
Yes, that's part of the audit. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
They will do that. I believe they will do that.
These are the reasons.
Yeah, I believe they will do
even when
that.
Obi came to do flag off in Port Harcourt, the amount he sent, who did you send to? You have a governorship candidate across the 36 states. Were you working with them? So if you are going to ask for forensic audit,